This is Module 1, Lesson 3. In this lesson, we'll be naming numbers within 1 million using the place value chart and the placement of commas. We're going to start with the template from Lesson 2, which is the place value chart that goes to 1 million. And we're going to label the units on our chart. So let's do that together. Okay, so we have labeled everything and we're going to look for some pattern here. So we start with ones, and then we have 10 ones and then hundreds. Then we switch to thousands, and then we have 10,000s, 100,000s. So same as tens and hundreds in the first columns. And then we go to millions. And if we extended this, it would be 10 millions, 100 millions. So we have a pattern here that every 3 units, we repeat again with a new unit and then tens and hundreds of those units. And we indicate the separation between those patterns by placing commas in the numbers. So we do ones, tens, hundreds, comma. Thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, comma. Millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, comma. And we would continue like that. So let's put a number in our place value chart. So copy this number down with me. And so we're going to put our commas in the places that we indicated on our chart. So we have 8 millions, 4 100,000s, 3 10,000s, 0 thousands, 3 hundreds, 2 tens, and 5 ones. Now, the way we read this is we're going to look at how many we have of a given set of 3 numbers. In this one, we only go to 1 million, so that would be by itself, but we're going to read this as we have 8 millions. We have 430,000s, 325. That's how we would read this. Again, 8,430,325. So within this number, we have 430,000. That's how many thousands we have. So we read this, whatever is in here, all together. Then we indicate the end of the 3-digit pattern with a comma before we move on to the next number. Okay, let's erase this, but keep our headings. Let's put a different number into our place value chart. Put in the commas. Now think to yourself how you would read this number. And let's read it together. 7,372,615. So we really read the numbers in the groups of 3 of how many they are of that particular unit. Okay, let's erase this. Now we're going to put 2 groups of 500s. 5,000s, I'm sorry. And it helps when we use our place value chart that we group into groups of 5 and then 2 groups of 5 being 10. It's easier to count them if we do that. So we have 2 groups of 5,000. So we have 5,000s plus 5,000s equals, now we have a total of 10,000s, which we can group the 2 5s together and make 10 and exchange it for one 10,000. So we've written this in unit form by writing out the names of each of the units. We can also write this in standard form by writing each of these using numbers in the standard way that we write numbers. So 5,000 would be 5,000 plus 5,000s would be 5,000. And then we end up with one 10,000. So this would be writing the same equation, but in standard form. Let's erase this. And we're going to try a different addition problem. Okay, for this one, we're going to do 4 10,000s plus 6 10,000s equals, so let's show it here. We have 10,000s, we have 4 10,000s, and then we have 6 10,000s. So again, a group of 5 plus 1 more would be 6. 4 plus 6 would be 10 10,000s. And since we have 10 units, we can exchange that for the next larger unit, which is 100,000. So in standard form, 4 10,000s is 40,000, plus 6 10,000s is 60,000, which gives us a sum of 100,000. Okay, let's erase that. Okay, this time we're going to do another multiplication problem, but we're going to do it with a mixed unit number multiplying by 10. So our number is 5 hundreds and 3 tens, and we're going to multiply by 10. So let's show that on the place value chart. We have 5 hundreds and 3 tens, and we're going to multiply by 10. This time, instead of drawing all the dots, I'm going to use the shorthand way that we said, that we could say we know we're multiplying this by 10, so 10 hundreds will give us 1,000, and another 1,000, and another 1,000, another 1,000, and another 1,000. And the same with tens. 10 tens be 100, another 100, and another 100. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thousands. We have 1, 2, 3 hundreds. So together that would be 5,300. So we can write this in unit form and then again in standard form. Now what we're going to do is try a problem similar to this, but without using the place value chart. So we're going to say 10 times, here's our number, 1 10,000, 5 thousands, 3 hundreds, and 9 ones. And we're going to multiply times 10. So we're going to think about the place value chart, but we're not going to draw it this time. We're going to see if we can do this without it. So we're multiplying each of these units and the number we have of each unit times 10. So let's start with 1 10,000. 1 10,000, if we multiplied by 10, we'd go over one more on the place value chart and we'd have 100,000. 5,000s, if we multiply by 10, again, we'd go one unit to the left on the place value chart and we'd have 50,000s. 300s on the place value chart times 10 would be 3,000. And 9 ones times 10 would give us 90. So in terms of writing the number, we have 1,000, 50,000, 3,000, so 103,090. So we can visualize the chart, do a little bit of less work as long as we can keep track of what we're doing and do part of this work in our head. All right, we're going to go back to our problem set and apply some of the things that we've learned here to answer our problems in our problem set. So as we've been doing, we'll do one together, and then as you move through the other problems, you'll stop the video, try it on your own, and then come back and see if your answer matched what I did. So for number 1, it says rewrite the following numbers, including commas where appropriate. So we have 1,234. So after the 3 digits, ones, tens, and hundreds, we put a comma. Okay, pause the video and try B. So for B, we would have 12,345. And as you're writing these numbers and putting the commas in, practice reading them. See how much easier it is to read the number once you have the comma. Pause the video and try C. C would be 123,456. Try D. D would be 1,234,567. And finally, pause the video and try E. E would be 12,345,678,901. Moving on to number 2, it says to solve each expression and record your answer in standard form. So if we have 5 tens plus 5 tens, we'd have a total of 10 tens, and 10 tens is 100. Pause the video and try the next one. 300s plus 700s would be 10 hundreds. 10 hundreds is 1,000. Try the next one. 400,000s plus 600,000 would be 1,000 of thousands. 1,000 thousands is 1,000,000. And try the last one. 8,000s plus 4,000s would be 12,000s, and we would write that as 12,000. Moving on to number 3. It says represent each addend with place value disks in the place value chart. Then show the comparison of the composition of larger units from 10 smaller units. Then write the sum in standard form. So let's start with 4,000s on our place value chart. then 11 hundredths, and again we're going to draw our dots in groups of 5 and keep them together if it's 10, and then the 1 extra to make 11. Then we see we have 10 tens here, so we can exchange them for 100. For 1,000. 10 hundreds exchange for 1,000. So now we have 5,000 and we have 100. So our sum in standard form would be 5,100. Okay, moving on, pause the video and you try B. For B, we start out with 24 10,000s. So let's do 10 10,000s, and then another group of 10,000s to make 20,000, and then 4 more to make 24,000, and then 11,000, one group of 10 with the 1 to make 11. We can take these 10 and make 100,000. These 10 make another 100,000, 10 thousands to make a 10,000, and we can't do any more groupings because we don't have any more groups of 10. So here we have 200,000, then we have 5,000, 5 10,000s, which is 50,000, and then 1,000. So writing that, we had 251,000. Moving on to number 4. It says use digits or discs on the place value chart to represent the following equations and then write the product in standard form. So first we have 10 times 3,000. So let's draw the 3,000s 10 times. So how many thousands are in the answer? Well, we have 10, 20, 30,000. So how do we write 30,000s? We write it as 30,000. Okay, using the same strategy, you try B. So for B, we start out with 3 10,000s and 2,000s, and we're multiplying by 10. And the same thing with the thousands. And we're going to exchange these for the next higher place value. So we have 300,000 and we have 20,000. So we have 320,000s. And we would write that as 320,000. Moving on, try C. Okay, for 3, we start out with 32,000s. That's 10, 20, 32, and then 100 and 4 ones. So we're going to regroup these. This is a 10,000, and a 10,000, and a 10,000. Now we need to multiply by 10. So we're going to multiply, we're going to use our shorthand way. We're going to multiply by 10. So 10 10,000s is 100,000. 10 10,000s is 100,000. 10 10,000s is 100,000. 1,000 times 10 is 10,000. 1,000 times 10 is 10,000. And 100 times 10 is 1,000. So we end up with 300 thousands. 2 10,000s is 20,000. And 1,000. So how many thousands are in your answer? 321. And our answer is 3,300. Oops, I forgot my ones here. Sorry about that. Each of these is going to be by 10, so we have tens. Each of our 4 ones becomes a 10. So in our thousands, we have 321,000, and 4 tens is 40. So that would be our resulting number. All right, moving on to number 5. Lee and Gary visited North Korea. They exchanged their dollars for North Korean bills. Lee received 15 10,000 South Korean bills. Gary received $150,000 bills. Use discs or numbers on a place value chart to compare Lee's and Gary's money. So pause the video and give that one a try. Okay, let's draw our place value chart. And let's put Lee's money on the place value chart. So he has 15 10,000s. So right away we can see we can exchange 10 10,000s for 100,000. So Lee has 100,000 and 50,000. So looking at how many thousands he has 150 thousands. 150 and no thousands. So he has 150 thousands, which is exactly what Gary has. So when we look at the value of what Lee had in 15 $10,000 bills, we see it's equivalent to what Gary received. So to compare the two, Lee and Gary, have the same amount of money. And that's the last problem in lesson 3.